Tuesday evening. I'm Nichol Spohr. Welcome to our Tuesday evening paper crafting live. I come to you most Tuesday evenings with a little crafty live, and I'm super excited to be back with you this week. So good to see so many of you here in the chat. I hope that your week is off to a fabulous start. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that I am showcasing some pretty pink Posh products tonight. They did gift me the products used in the live. All opinions are my own, and we of course are having a little Halloween fun. Doing lots of Halloween fun. I always love Halloween crafting. Karen says hello from Oklahoma where it's hot. It's so hot here too. My yard is burning up, friends. So bad. Pam just got into her hotel room just in time. Awesome. Hello, Cards and Chaos in Orlando. Hello, Paulina. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Anna's here. So good to see you guys. Barb. Saturday morning stitches. Welcome, welcome. So I thought because we are doing a little Pretty Pink Posh Live, I'd show you the rest of the projects I've made with the August release products before we get started, and then we'll dive right into the card making, and we are going to do a little shaker fun tonight. Danielle's doing some Halloween stitching. Gotta love that. All right, let's see here. So far this month, here are some of the cards I have created with the wonderful August release products. We'll zoom out just a bit. So first up, we have our little owl peeking through the window card. So much fun. There is a video for this. It was part of the video hop for the release, and I'll have Brennan pop the link to the videos that or the projects I do have videos for in the chat in case you haven't watched them. Then I did this little window card, so kind of another version of the window card, but a little bit different here, where I used some of our little ghosts and things to be peeking through the window. This was part of the Instagram hop last week. And then in my last live, I made this set of 3 cards that feature mugs, candy apples, all of those good things. And in the video, don't know if you can see it here on camera very good. Maybe you can see it better than I can. But I showed how to dry emboss with the bats. You can see it really well. Dry emboss with some stencils. So all 3 of these feature a Pretty Pink Posh stencil used as an embossing folder, and then of course we created adorable cards, and so there is a video for these as well. Thank you, Brendan, for popping those in for me. Tonight we are going to focus on another new product from the release, and this is our pumpkin face shaker. So I have all of these pieces die cut already, and I'm going to show you how we're going to use these on our card to make this a shaker today. Oh, yay, Jenny. I haven't seen you in forever. So glad to see you here. Oh, shoot. Won't be crafting for a few weeks due to a shoulder surgery. I hope you heal up, take care of yourself so you can be back in action soon. Okay, so this is what my card is going to feature today, but I always like to mix in other things as well. So we're going to do our pumpkin face shaker. I'm going to pull a few elements from our Halloween wreath. Jenny, thank you so much for this super chat. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. So we're going to use some leaves, some candy corn, a spider. So just pulling a few random elements. Our pumpkin is really nice and big, but I felt like I needed a few smaller things to place around it, which you'll see here in a minute. I then took a previously released set. This is the Fall Mug Editions. We're going to use the floral kind of as a sunflower. We're going to use the acorn, the leaf, the little berry stem, this little leaf. I pulled quite a few little elements from this set. And then also from this month's release, we're going to use the Halloween banner greetings and the banner greetings 4. So just a new banner set to work with any of your previous banner greetings, just different ends, different styles, but I'm going to use these together for my greeting. And then I am going to use the previously released Halloween Words stencil for my background. So that is kind of what we're going to be using today for our card. I'm going to go ahead and grab my background that we're going to be starting with here. And for this, I have a piece of Anchor cardstock from Spellbinders, and you'll notice that from our pumpkin face shaker, I took the inner die and I've die cut it from this panel. This is going to be the front of our shaker panel tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stencil it, but I wanted to go ahead and die cut that out of there. There's no sense in stenciling all of that. And then, of course, back behind, I've got some terracotta cardstock, which is going to be the inside of our little jack-o'-lantern. Cards and Chaos says loves Pretty Pink Posh banners. Me too. They're one of my very favorites and so versatile because you have all different banner options, all different sentiments for all the different seasons and occasions. So very useful. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the super chat. So sweet of you. Thank you. More Halloween. Yes. Okay, so we're going to start with our little background here, and I am going to stencil my little words on the background. And I want this to be not as bright white as normal. A lot of times I like to use a white pigment ink for any text. We're going to take a little Lost Shadow Distress Oxide. So a little gray, it's very light gray though, and it should dry fairly lightly. So I'm just going to use a pouncer tool, and we are going to pounce our Lost Shadow Oxide ink through the stencil here. I'm going to peel up a corner. Let's look at that. It almost looks white. And I want to make sure, I probably could have even gone maybe pumice stone or hickory sticks. Or if you want, you could do a little black soot and do a little black text on the gray background. That would be awesome too. But I'm going to pounce this through here really well, so we have this nice light text in the background of our design. And we have a lot going on this card, so it's not the focal point at all. Oh, good. Yes, I'm so glad you guys are giving all the love to Paulina for the banner greetings and all of the other things. Okay, so we're just going to peel this off. And let me put that down. Look how cute. Okay, then I am going to go ahead and around the edges, I'm just going to add a little ink, and I'm going to leave my tacky mat out here so that I can pounce off of this onto my cardstock a little bit. Just want to give a little bit of a softening around those edges. Like so. Oh, you started using your pouncers again. I like these pouncers, especially for those detailed stencils. They're awesome. They're kind of in the back of my ink blending ink tool drawer, and I have found myself reaching for them a lot lately. Yeah, Cards and Chaos says, love this stencil. Yes, and this particular stencil design is available in lots of different seasons and occasions as well. So the same font, Pretty Pink Posh has this in a lot of occasions. So you can definitely grab your favorite for whatever season you are working on. Okay, so after we have done that, I am going to take, and I pulled out a little of this Gold Rush I actually think we're not going to use it yet. I think I want to splatter it over everything. So just kind of give a little look and peek at what our pumpkin is going to look like. And we do have a additional, here's going to be our little frame on the front. So we will be placing, whoops, I have all kinds of little pieces in here. So behind our panel, we are going to place a piece of acetate, and the face for our jack-o'-lantern is going to go on this. I'm going to kind of ignore the acetate for right now. We're going to come back to that. We'll just stick it somewhere safe. And we're going to work on building everything else around where our pumpkin face shaker is going to go. That way we can do a little gold splatter over all of that. So the first thing is I want to add my little frame here, but I think before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg ink. And Brendan, you're going to have to add the inks because I did not add those. So a little Simon Says stamp nutmeg. Scrappy Wolf Mama says she might not be able to craft for a little bit, but she can shop. I feel that. So we are going to take this, and I'm just going to go around my frame first. Kind of like so. I want to just add a little bit of shading, and I am going to be adding some shading to the background, or what will be the inside of my shaker for my pumpkin. So let's add a little bit here too. Maybe just along this top. We want to maintain a lot of this terracotta color. All right, I think that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my little cutout piece. When I made my little frame, I thought I was going to do this differently, so I actually have a little bonus. I'm just going to hold it there for a minute and use it kind of as a template so I know where I want to ink on my background. I'm not going to be using this pumpkin. I guess I could. Maybe I will. I lied. Maybe I will glue this down on the inside. I bet that would be a lot easier. Let's see. Let's use a little allspice. Let's use this piece. I just changed my mind on the fly. Yes, everybody, send prayers and good thoughts to Scrappy Wolf Mama on a speedy, quick recovery. Okay, so I'm going to take a little allspice, and I'm going to actually kind of give my pumpkin some of that great texture with my blending brush. There we go. Like so. And I'm going to go with my dark color first. If you haven't been here before, if you're new, let us know in the chat. If you've been here for a while, I love coloring pumpkins, whether it be with ink, markers, whatever it might be. I don't know what it is, but I love coloring them in. And to me, adding ink this way is just coloring in our pumpkin, adding that great texture and interest. The ink is going to go on a little darker than what it's going to dry as well. Oh, that looks pretty good, actually. Pretty happy with that. And I'm doing kind of some long sweeping motions with my blending tool. Okay, that's the little bit of allspice. Let's see. Shannon, do you think there's a bot in here? Brendan, you might need to monitor that and remove it. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of nutmeg and I'm going to go over what I just applied and blend in a little little of that mid-tone color. Haha, Cards and Chaos says, love crafting on the fly. Yes, me too. Well, I can always plan to the best of my ability, and then I invariably change my mind on what I want to do. I'm like, oh, but maybe this would be better. Okay, so I am going to blend this down a little bit more. Like so. Ooh, that looks good. So much better. Having the right tools makes all of the difference, Cheryl said. I agree 100%. Okay. Hi, Monique. We're going to clean that up. And what I'm going to do now, let's put this in the background. Just going to line this up and glue this down. Oh, man. Brendan, I will say, Brendan, I turned on Do Not Disturb, so if you're texting me, I'm not getting it. I can turn it off if I need to. Just say in the chat, Mom, please turn it off. Okay, that is not lined up very well. One moment. Maybe it goes this way. I don't think it matters. Okay, thank you for letting me know, everybody. That's irritating. Oh, no, it does go this way. That's irritating because I have settings on that should be eliminating that. Oh, I'm glad you like the shading. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to glue this down. Hi, Amy. So what's everybody been up to this week? Are you getting any crafting done? We're going to put a little frame down here on our front panel now. Just like so. And now we have the front of our shaker. So when we pop this up, that's how it's going to look. And I love that little bit of shading in the background. I think it adds so much interest to this. Let's see. Everyone, can you give me one moment, please? Sorry, everybody. One moment. All right. Sorry, everybody. Coloring, Karen's coloring, cutting out the boo to you, working on things for the fall release details. Paulina says, how many people are super excited about that? I love, love, love fall crafting. Okay, so we are going to do a little sunflower now. And we're going to kind of work on the elements that are going to go along the sides of our pumpkin. Oh, good, Pam. I bet you are ready to get back home for sure. Loves how vintage it looks. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to take a little honey ink now for my sunflower. That's what I'm going to call this. And I'm just going to, we're going to start with this. I might pull in a little bit darker color. We shall see. But I've got some Beeswax Cardstock here. And we are going to add a little shading so it looks a little bit less flat. Oh, Larissa's excited for the fall release. Yes, I know there's a bunch of you who are super excited for the fall release. Love, love, love. Tammy's on vacation this week, and she said getting in some card making every day. That's fantastic, Tammy. I love that. Oh, I'm so glad that you like the pumpkin. Pumpkins, I just think they look amazing if you add a little bit of shading detail to them with whatever medium you like. So let's talk upcoming fun things. Heroine box releases this week. Super excited about that. That is going to drop on the 20th for anybody who's watching for that. So that is exciting. And speaking of coloring, the Olo nibs, I believe they're pre-order if I am not mistaken about that. And I will be doing a live in September showcasing the new nibs. So that's something to look forward to. Super excited about that. Monique says after a very hot and dry period, it's finally raining. Well, I would take some rain too, Monique. Yep, plenty of time until the new release. Paulina's telling you September 14th. Okay, we're going to layer 2 of these flowers together. Laura said she was watching live on the TV, but couldn't figure out how to join the chat, so back on the laptop to watch and chat. So Laura, when you're watching on TV, obviously there's not a way to chat through the TV. Sometimes what I'll do if I'm watching a live on the TV is I'll have my phone, and you can chat if you pull up the same video on your phone. So you can watch it on the TV, but chat on your phone or an iPad, I would assume works the same way. Just a little tip if that helps at all. Okay, can we get a sneak? Oh, was asking for a sneak. I'm sure they'll be coming after the first part of September. So what I'm imagining for this card is we're going to put like a little floral, some little leaves and cute things here. And then we're going to build up those on both sides. It is a big jack-o'-lantern. We have plenty of room when we get the acetate put behind to put the face and all of that good stuff. I am going to glue my little center on here. Oh, good. Larissa just got her Heroine box. That's amazing. Yep, Monique says she watches on TV and chats through the phone. I love that. Perfect. Maureen says her computer's being a brat. That's no good. We don't like to hear that. Okay, so I've got a couple of little leaves. Again, this is from the Fall Mug Editions, the flower and the leaves. I like to mix a little old with the new because that is how I roll in my crafting. I am going to do, I think, a little of this Allspice color. We're going to blend a little brown into our leaves because it's fall, of course. They're not going to be super green anymore. So I'm just going to distress these up with this little bit of orangey brown Allspice ink or orangey red. Not orangey red, brownish red. There we go. Just to give them a touch of shading, make them look a little bit more fall-like. Laura says now she knows. Yes. If that helps. You know, obviously you do whatever works best for you. So these leaves, I think we're going to do kind of like so. I'm going to go ahead and glue my little sunflower down. I like to kind of bend on those stitch lines just to give a little bit more dimension and interest. And we're going to tuck one under here, one little leaf, like that. Let's go ahead and do this one. Oh, Danielle, thank you. And we're also going to do this one kind of right here, tucked in. I think that looks pretty good. All right. Let's give our pumpkin a stem, shall we? For our pumpkin stem tonight, I'm going to use a little bit of gingerbread ink. And we are going to take this and shade this kind of from the bottom up. So I die cut my stem from some Fawn Cardstock and then chose to add the darker coloring and things with my inks. Again, just for that interest, dimension, all that good stuff. And this is made to fit right along this little stitch edge here, kind of like so. And we're going to glue that down next. Actually, I lie. We are going to glue it down. But off camera, so I talked about using the banner greetings for our sentiments. Let's move this right here. I went ahead and stamped Hey Pumpkin, of course, on some vellum using clear embossing ink and heat embossed with white embossing powder. And I'm just going to I like to kind of pull it up between my fingers to make it have a little bit of lift. And what I'm wanting to do is kind of have it sticking out from my stem. And I think my banner's a little longer than I want, so I'm just going to snip it and see if that's going to work. I want it to kind of stick out. I think that's going to be good. So let me go ahead and glue that down and just kind of pop our little Hey Pumpkin right behind that. I'm not even going to glue anything on that down quite yet. Silly Chili says, fun to watch on the big TV. Follow the chat on your phone. How fun. Marta, thank you so much for this super chat, and you're so welcome. All right. Now up here at the top, again, I'm going to have a little more greenery. So I've got a little curly Q little vine and a little leaf. This is from the same pumpkin face shaker. And I'm going to take this Allspice ink, the same color I used to ink up the little leaves for our sunflower there. And we're just going to add a little bit to this, to both pieces really. Just to kind of make them a little less perfect. Definitely makes them more interesting and more fall-like, but still maintain a little bit of that greenery. Love the curly vine chaos. Cards and Chaos says, yes, me too. I think it's such a fun touch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of tuck it. I think I'm going to kind of tuck it underneath. I'm not going to glue it down quite yet because I'm still contemplating exactly. Yes, I think that's how I'm doing it. We're going to go ahead and glue our little leaf right down here. A lot of times when I am, I kind of like that better. When I am working with a sentiment and I have got a bunch of big elements on my card, what I like to do is find a way to incorporate. Sorry, Frank. I just knocked something down and scared him. I like to incorporate the greeting into the scene. So in this case, we've made our sentiment that little banner, which instantly is more interesting than just trying to pop a sentiment somewhere, squeeze it in somewhere else on the card. So it becomes more part of the overall scene. So there's our little curly Q vine and our leaf that are kind of helping frame that up. Almost kind of wish I would have. We're going to do it like this though. Yep. There we go. Just like that. Beatrice says she needs to get this pumpkin. You do. This is so cute. And just a note. Yes, I am going to put the jack-o'-lantern face on the acetate window, but it's not mandatory. And I should have mentioned this at the top. We have 2 different faces. So you can choose one or the other, or you can use it just like this without anything on there. I think if you wanted to make this just a pumpkin shaker and you wanted to stamp your greeting on the acetate window, that would be super cute too. Lots of great ways to use this without using the jack-o'-lantern face. All right. Let's work on, well, first let's add our little spider. Now, I was going to mention this. I think, yes, every single card, I decided to keep with my theme. Every single card I have made with the August release has a spider with Google eyes. Every single one. I've decided I kind of made that my thing for this year, apparently. And so we're going to keep with that today. And we're going to perch this adorable little spider here sitting on our pumpkin. And he will have some little Google eyes. And this is from the Halloween Wreath Builder. There's lots of spiders in different sets, so you can pick anything there. And I am going to put the little 4mm Google eyes on this. Cheryl says, looking so pretty. Thank you. Maureen says she loves options in a die set. I do too. It really extends the life. So you're going to be able to use this well into the fall. And likely use it with maybe some of the September release products. So even my little spider, I think he's kind of cute even just for a little fall card. Let's see. Shanna says, I like your username. Shanna Makes It. She said, I bought some little small Google eyes after seeing me use them. Awesome. Okay. These leaves are from our Halloween Wreath Builder. This leaf is from the Fall Mug Edition, and so is the acorn. So this is going to be, oh, I lied. We have one more thing. And then we have our little berry branch, and that is from the Fall Mug Edition. So let's talk about colors of cardstock I'm using today, and then we're gonna add a little ink and finish these up. This is Tuscan from Spellbinders. We have Truffle and Fawn from Spellbinders. We have Artichoke and Grasshopper, I believe, from Concord and Ninth. And then Cinnamon is going to be the color of our berries for the little berry branch. So we have a fall berry branch that's going to be incorporated in here. And we're going to just kind of go back with, let's start with my acorns and build those. I'm going to use a little gingerbread, the color I used for the stem. And I'm not going to worry about the acorn toppers. We're going to leave those kind of as is. And we're going to just blend in a little bit of gingerbread, Simon Says Stamp ink, into the Fawn Cardstock. And then we're going to glue our little toppers on. Just like so. Oh, what was the name of the set with the caterpillar? I'd have to go pull it and look. But yeah, that would be cute. So there's our cute little acorns. Look how adorable they are. And then we're going to take a little bit of that allspice again and just grunge up our leaves. Google eyes take the ink out of the spiders. Yes, I'm not really a spider fan, but in this case, in this instance, in my Halloween cards, I do think they're kind of fun. We're also going to grunge up our little berry branch a little bit. And our little yellow leaf trios here. And I love this allspice because it can be kind of brown, but on here it's almost rust colored. Marianne says, love truffle and fawn together. Yes. Okay, so let's put our little berries on our branch. Nope, I don't have a source for the Google eyes. Mine are from Pretty Pink Posh. I got them years ago. They're discontinued. And I know that some have found them on Amazon, but I have not had a chance to go look to find a link for them. They're 4mm size. Okay, so we still have not placed this on our acetate. I'm doing all of this work first so I can do a little splatter on it. Oh, good! Brendan found the caterpillar holder dies. Thanks, bud. And we'll try to remember to... Is it Anne or Anna? I think it's Anne. I'll try to remember or have Brendan remind me to find a source for the small Google eyes. Thank you for the reminder. So I'm going to lay my leaves kind of coming up the side here. And then we're going to tuck in a little berry branch. Oh yeah, Larissa says Spellbinders has some in their new collection. Brendan, please pop me a note, would ya? Thank you, Larissa. Oh, that's off the card a little bit. Let's do it more like this. I think that's better. I don't want to trim anything off the edge. It's too cute to trim off. Oh, Jenny said that. No, both Jenny and Larissa said that. I see that. And Beverly. And Scrappy Wolf Mama. Thank you, everybody. Isn't that the best thing about the chat? I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. So we're going to just pop our little leaf, and then I've got my little acorns. And how do I want to put a little foam on one of these? I do want to. Okay. I might do this. I'm going to tuck one right there. And popping in late. Hello, Zhang. How are you? Hi, Maria. Yeah, and Michelle wants to remind everybody that Spellbinders has a multi-pack with different sizes. Okay, so I got my little acorns. Now, also from the Wreath Builder set, I already assembled my candy corn, but we're going to tuck some of these in here as well. Just kind of scattered, I think, is how I want to do this. Let's see. Let's test before I commit to where this one's going to go. Oh, I'm so glad you love how it's coming together. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Keeping me company while I'm crafting. I think it's going to be really, really cute. It's our quick, see, feels like we're being super quick tonight with our crafting. I think this one is going to kind of get tucked. Let's see how do I want to do this? This one is not showing very good. That's okay. Like that. Oh, I know. Let's put a little foam under it. Donna, thank you for the super chat. Going home in 2 weeks, and it'll take you a week to open all your packages that were delivered while you've been at the beach. But how fun will that be? It'll be like Christmas, Donna. You're going to have the best time. Safe travels home. Or to your other home, I should say. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Other than the face, that's everything. So here's what we're going to do. Going to lay this out together. We're going to take a little bit of our Gold Rush splatter. And it does dry pretty quickly, so I think we'll be good. But I want some of this inside where my shaker is going to be. I want some on my greenery. I want some on my flowers. And the background. Oh, thank you, Tammy. She likes the candy corns. Okay, let me carefully pop this up and just set it over here for a second. Let's do a quick little clean. And let's find my safe spot that I put my acetate. Where can I purchase the owl dies? Brendan, would you grab the owl link, please, from my video? Thank you. We'll pop it into the chat for you. Donna is definitely a beautiful soul, Mary. She really, really is. Love the colors of the candy corn. Thank you. Okay, let's chat about that while I'm letting this dry for a minute. So, candy corn colors. Terracotta, which is the same color as our pumpkin. We also have a little Tuscan, which is the darker yellow color that I've used here. There's kind of a really good trio from Spellbinders. This yellow is Beeswax, which I would call the light yellow color. Then there's the bright, which is Saffron. And then this is Tuscan. And I think it works especially nicely for fall cards. It's just the perfect kind of more fall-ish yellow, I guess I would say. Ooh, look at that splatter. Isn't that pretty? So I've got my little face here. I did not think this through very well. Now let's talk about my shaker material. I decided with the colors that I'm using in tonight's video that none of the newer clay mixes, a lot of them had some greens or purples, and this card I didn't really use those colors. Some of the others I did, but not this one. So I went back to a previously released mix from Pretty Pink Posh, and it's called the Candy Corn Beads. And it definitely looks like candy corn, and I thought this would work a lot better for this particular shaker. So sometimes maybe it might not be the new product that works exactly with your card creation. Don't be afraid to go back and shop your stash, or if you haven't got these, pick up one of the others that will work better. Jung says she needs to try that splatter. She got the one. Yes, I will say, so I am going to do a comparison of the splatters. Somebody had asked me, I'm waiting for one other one to come. This one definitely stays the most gold. Simon's does have a little bit more of a shimmer-ish. I mean, they're all shimmery. But I would say this one definitely maintains the gold. I like them all for different things, but definitely, you know, it just kind of depends on the look you're going for. Okay, I'm going to carefully, because I know that stuff isn't dry, but I didn't really think this through. A lot of times I try to do the splattery stuff before, but I really couldn't tonight because I wanted to hit all of the different elements. So I'm going to glue my panel down to my acetate. Let's just make sure it's completely back behind there so that I can work on the jack-o'-lantern face. We can be careful. Oh, how fun! Maria says she just watched one of my videos from 3 years ago using Pretty Pink Posh in another Halloween video. For sure. They always come out with fantastic things each year. So I picked this face here. I think it's kind of cute. I didn't pick the super cutesy face. I picked this mouth instead. So let's show this again. We have these two options, and I picked this one, but I think that's going to be absolutely adorable. So let's go ahead and glue this down. And I did trim my acetate to just maybe slightly smaller than A2 size, so a scant 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to try to be really careful here so it doesn't leave big smeary glue marks everywhere. Let's try to see if that'll stick it down. Ha ha ha! Oh, thank you, Paulina. And we're going to pop our little eyes. I'm a big fan and proponent of the mixing and matching. So it's so fun each year to mix some of the previously released and loved Halloween or any season products with the new ones. And let's add our little nose. Margot says YouTube didn't give you a notification. Well, that's irritating, isn't it? Did you make sure that the notification bell is on? Sometimes I have heard some people say that YouTube will turn it off. I don't know why. So you might recheck your settings for the channel and make sure that they didn't accidentally get turned off. Okay, so here is our cute little face. Now, I'm sure our splatter is still drying a little bit, so I'm going to be careful. Whoops, like that wasn't very careful. So here is what this is going to look like. I'm going to leave that little bit of glue that's squeezed out because it's going to dry clear, and I'm afraid if I try to get it off, it's going to smear. That is adorable. I love the little text in the background. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go in. Well, maybe I have enough of this. No, I don't. We're going to go ahead and make our well for our shaker, and I'm going to do it here on the background. I think I can safely do it for this one. We're not going around any curved edges or anything like that. So what I'm going to do, because where our pumpkin is, that is where the window is. So right above that, so that my shaker beads aren't going all the way up, I'm going to go ahead and put my foam. Thank you, Sally. You love that. Margot loves the spider with the Google eyes. I'm so glad. It is one of my favorite things too. I decided it was just going to be my thing for all these cards this month. Oh, Mary, thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. And we're going to make sure that butts right up next to this one. Okay. Please don't smear. There we go. And as we come up to this, I'm just going to snip. There we go. Making our little wells, our little well here for our shaker beads. Same thing over here on this side. I'm going to bring that all the way up here like that. And then I don't want the top to be kind of wonky. without any foam, so I'm just going to put a couple of rows here. But this isn't actually going to be the shaker well at all. So now I'm going to pull off the paper here. And I'm going to go ahead and do it now, because if I don't do it now, I have a tendency to get stuff everywhere. Notification is on. Okay, so maybe turn them off and turn them back on, Margot. Try that and see if that helps. I don't know why you aren't getting the notifications. That's super frustrating. I have heard that from not necessarily my viewers, but I have heard that other places that sometimes that happens. So I always kind of err on the side of turn it off, turn it back on, and see if that helps. Okay, so we've got this off. Now I take it off because if I put in my shaker material and then take off the tape, a lot of times I, for some reason, bump it and things go everywhere. It goes a little haywire. So, yep, didn't take long to dry. I'm going to fill this with my candy corn shaker beads. And then we're going to simply take, I don't think I got my acetate on there very good. So first I'm going to trim up my acetate so that's nice and even. Like that. And we are going to just line this up exactly with our background. And I like to do my background the same color as my shaker so that when you look at it, you might be able to, when you tilt this, look at it from the side. You don't want to see a different color back behind. Oh, look at our candy corn pumpkin. He's so cute. How fun is that? And yet we still have the awesome shading and everything in the background, but we have that great shaker element. So there is our fun little card. Now, we're going to go ahead and glue this. Donna says she just pressed the buy button. Me, I'm done buying dies. Also me. Ooh, pumpkins! Every time, Donna. Me too. I love that. Okay, so we're going to glue this to our card base, and then I have a couple of things I still want to do. So first up, we're going to glue this down like so. How cute is that? Then, oh, thank you, Lori. I'm so glad you guys love it. We're going to take a little glossy accents, and this is always the final thing I do. And I am going to squeeze it out a little bit first. I am going to give our berries a little gloss. They are not laying super straight, and I don't want that gloss to run, so I'm just going to use my tweezers there. And then also our sunflower. I want that center to be nice and glossy, and it's going to have those little gold flecks under it when it dries, which I think are so cute. Okay, so let me hold that up and show you. Obviously, we have a little dry time for those 4 things, but they're just going to be a glossy finish, which adds to the embellishment of the card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pumpkin face shaker card using lots of fun Pretty Pink Posh current and previously released products. So much fun and very easy to make this a non-Halloween more jack-o'-lantern, not jack-o'-lantern, pumpkin instead of jack-o'-lantern card. You could easily switch the background to something that is not Halloween themed and do something similar and leave that little face off if you wanted. Even stamp some greetings right there on your little jack-o'-lantern or your pumpkin. Is the candy corn top white or alabaster? It's Fawn. Fawn Cardstock. Okay, does anyone have any questions for me? Tammy, how often do you need to replace your glossy accents? I don't know. I buy the small one because I found that when I buy the large bottle of this, it would clog a lot, and my small ones don't because I generally use them up a lot faster. I will say I always have at least 1 or 2 of these in reserve so that I never completely run out. I would say I probably buy about 2 bottles of this a year. I think that's it. Brennan, thanks for popping that cardstock color in. Have a great week, Larissa. Thank you. Okay, so if I have any stitchers here, or those of you who do stitching and paper crafting, I will be live tomorrow evening with Terra Sullivan, Sully Stitches. So definitely come hang out with us for a little stitch and chat. And I will be live Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time with some fun crafting. Cannot wait to share that. Thank you, Mary. That's so sweet of you. Which foam strips did you use? Not sure. I heard Maria said. I used the thin 1/8 foam adhesive strips. I'll have Brendan pop those into the chat for you. Cards and Chaos says, thank you, Pretty Pink Posh, for your amazing designs and Nichol for creating with them. You are welcome. Thank you so much for your support and all the love you guys give Paulina. Stitching too, Cheryl said, yes, it's a busy live week. And if you're in my Patreon, Thursday evening, I'll be live over there for a little surprise live. I think we haven't posted about it yet, but just a heads up. So stay tuned. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you're watching this later, if you're the replay crew, thank you, replay crew, and all those watching the replay for watching. If you have questions, drop them into the comment section. We'd be happy to answer them. And I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everybody.